Good morning, everybody. Hi, how are you on this gorgeous Sunday morning? Well, it is for me, and listen, it's so rare. Well, it's not rare. I mean, there's been quite a few gorgeous Sunday mornings, must be said. So, but I was saying to my neighbour yesterday how a lovely weekend, lovely weather, and whatever is in Scotland in August is sometimes like winning the lottery. So I need to. But right, where are we? Right, so it's 8:47. So if you're watching this on viewback or whatever, coming back to this later, skip forward 13 minutes to get past all my waffle if you wish to get started with the row. I'm going to put this on my knee. I will explain in a second once I've put it on what I'm doing. I've still got a couple of techie things to do, as you can see. Right, hang on. Strap that up. What do I have to do again? Turn it on. Set the mode. I'll leave it on that, and then the red light's on. So I'll mention this in the main as well, but I seem to have damaged, I'm not going to use any word stronger than damage, but I seem to have damaged the meniscus in my knee. I was doing training, high rocks training last night, and it was all going really well. Everything was powerful. I felt great. It was absolutely, like, I was properly like lying on the ground afterwards, heaving with air, like, and then as I was then tidying up on my kit, I thought, I know what I'm going to do, because it takes, to bring everything in takes about 7 different moves, as in like bringing in like a sandbag, and bringing the kettlebells, and then I bring in because it was a lovely night, I was doing it in the driveway. So I was bringing everything back into the studio. And I thought, what I'm going to do is in between each of these, I'm going to do some box jumps. Go up onto like a 24-inch box, jump, land, bounce out, plyometric jumps, really good for you. But in the process, I seem to have damaged my meniscus. So I have a red light therapy thing, which, to be honest, I was very, you can't quite, there you go. If I do that, you can see it a little bit better. I've made it, in fact, I'm going to grab my coffee. If you give me a second, I'll keep on talking to you. There's something over here. I made a video a while back with a red light therapy thing, really poo-pooing it as a thing, just saying red light therapy is just snake oil. Basically looking at people like me and trying to give like a fix for something that actually doesn't work. But actually, whether it's the heat, I don't know, but the Prungo one that I got is actually, I feel that it does a lot more, because the other one I had was like basically just like a red torch almost. The Prungo one I feel helps, could be psychosomatic, who knows. But anyway, I got that on my knee because I've got, where are we? 2 weeks time, I have a simulated high rocks race. And so I need to try and make sure it heals. So in the meantime, it means that hopefully I can still run, because I was on treadmill most of the time anyway. I can row, obviously, ski, all that, maybe ski, but like lunges, preppy broad jumps, and probably wall balls are going to be a no until this kind of heals a little bit. So that'll be fun. Right, I need to get the green screen sorted on here. I've not done anything in terms of turning on socials to see how people are, so I'm going to do that after I've done this. Whee! There we go. Hey! Look, the background's disappeared. Oh, you can see I've got a little picture in the background, but I'll leave that there. I did get my shot. Any plans for today? Andrew Fields, remember, so my plan was to do the CTC, the 30 minutes and 22 strokes a minute. My plan was to do that at like quite a good effort, but I'm going to have to see how my knee holds out. So I know you're probably watching, but I'm going to reply CTC anyway. CTC. Butt crap. Butt crap. Yeah, right. I just want to check. Just right. So I'm worried the audio's peaking a bit. I worked out what happened last week, by the way. Apologies if you were watching. In fact, tell you what, let's listen. Let's not bounce through 10 different conversations. Wow. Hopefully I can, usually when I've done in my meniscus like this, I can still row. It's like, it's squatting motions that are the problem, where the weight goes forwards, so it's probably more indicative of a poor squat than anything else. Maybe I need to look at my squat and lunge action, but usually I can still row when because I've done this before. There you go, there's me. Am I online? Yay, there's me. Hi, Mom. I'm on TV. All right, oh, there's people here. Oh. Hi, says Sunuka. John Edge, hi everybody. First RowAlong live in 2 weeks. I know it's a disgrace. Where have you been? We've been waiting for you. I did have to undergo an operation though. Okay. So I have a valid excuse. When will you be? When will, right. I will, see, the problem, Sunuka, so Sunuka is just, I keep on saying Sunuka, I hope that's how I pronounce your name, is asking when will I do some more intense sessions. Honestly, these Sunday 30-minute rows are my recovery session. I know I should do a more intense session, you can follow along with me, but these 30-minute rows are pretty much the only low intensity workout that I do in a week. Everything else is kind of either tempo or max intensity. But just because I'm not doing, I'm going to knock this down a bit more. Just because I'm not doing a high intensity workout doesn't mean you don't have to. I mean, just turn off, unless of course you're not doing this on X, or if you get what I mean. So unless you're literally just following me and wanting to follow me. I will at one point. I mean, we did do like a few weeks ago. We were doing like 3, 2, 1, where you kind of do 20, 24, 30 through it. I'll maybe do that. Let's see. We're do that. Might do that next weekend as a little bit of a primer. Let's see how I feel. See how my knee holds up. But I will eventually. But right now it's because these are my low intensity ones. Hey, it's David Powell. Buenos dias, amigos. Mucho calor. Is it 36? Ooh, I'd love to be in 36. Y subiendo. Subiendo? I don't know what subiendo is. Great, everything else, but buenos dias, amigos. Hello, my friends. Or good morning, my friends. Mucha calor. Mucha, not mucho. Mucha calor. It's very hot. 36 degrees. Y subiendo. E being and subiendo being, I don't know. My daughter got 94% for her Nat 5 in Spanish. She's very pleased with that. So hopefully, oh no, that's the camera, zap camera again. Why, damn it, why? Oh, right, what do we normally do? We normally cycle in and out of this, don't we, to try and get it to work, right? Okay, hang on. Oh, I've only got 5 minutes to go. Right, tell you what, I'm going to set up Exa first. I'm going to turn off the camera. And then I'm going to set up Exa first because I've been too busy talking that I haven't actually set up that part of it. And then I'm going to cycle the camera. And if I end up popping off during the actual row, then yeah, it's running a little bit late as I hobbled into the studio today. Sorry, I just had a chance to have a quick swig of my coffee just then because you can't see me. Sorry, I'm talking. Why is he talking so quietly? What? Oh, all right. Don't worry. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. I'm pressing the wrong buttons on my watch now. Row indoor. That's the one you want. Okay, there we go. Right, I'm going to cycle the camera now, so I'm going to go quiet for a couple of seconds. I'm going to get my zone 2 hike. Oops. Yeah. It's really nice up the hill, to be honest. But then I came home yesterday and did some really intense hiking. Let's quickly jump into here. Right, definitely you can hear me, so that means that the live streaming box is working. So it's not that as a problem. Video capture device, yes. Device, live stream video device, yep. There's me again. Hi, Mom. I don't know why it glitches off. Every week this happens. I keep on saying I should really go online and buy a new one. And every week I don't. Crow key. Okay, right, okay. If this glitches on us, then I'll just turn off the camera. Rise and row, yes, let's get ready to go. Yeah, sorry, Sunuka, yeah, I had to cycle the camera because the video had glitched on me. That's why I disappeared slightly. Right, okay, so where are we? We've got 3 minutes, all that rush, and we've still got 3 minutes to go. Oh, that's my knee thing done. It's only set to, I only had it set to 5 minutes, but it really is So, ta-da! Sorry. So last week at the end of the row, because I'd kind of said, "Hey, Techtober, you're back! Way!" At the end of the row, because I'd said during it, "Oh, we'll keep it at zone 2," and Andrew messaged me afterwards and went, "Zone 2, my arse," and I'm like, "Oh, that's a bit not safe for work." But then he has just reminded me that me saying, because I messaged him CTC but crap, as in I'll go do the CTC but not very well, but crap. But then I said, but it could be like butt crap, and he's like, "Oh, my arse was not safe for work." Oh dear. I should just have. I mean, it's not really great TV, me reading out my conversations I have with Andrew, but it passes the time, doesn't it? Right. What other things was I talking about that I didn't quite get around to? I said stuff. I can't remember. Snooker we covered. Yeah, so is the WaterRower different than the Concept 2? Yes, it is. The stroke feels different. It's a different, the stroke profile, the connection to it, like a Concept 2, I feel I'm a lot more connected easily to a Concept 2 through the entire stroke. A WaterRower, if you don't actually get that acceleration from the front and then the swing of your back and the pull with your arms, you get a really weak stroke. So actually the WaterRower will punish you if you don't have good technique. But in the same way, you can also get away with a bad technique if you don't push with your legs. If you just kind of like pull with your arms, you can fake yourself into thinking that you've got a good technique. The best machine to use, to be honest, if you want to work on actual technique stuff, is the RP3, which again I'm not on this week because I was planning to do the CTC today. I didn't set up the RP3, but we'll have to see how that goes. Right, just under a minute and a half to go, under 90 seconds. Our delay is right. Hang on, if I go, I gotta hang on. So 15 there, 20 there. So we're about 5 seconds behind, all right? So if you are rowing along and you're using the Xer app as well, please look for the start, excuse me, please look for the start on your Xer app, not on YouTube, because otherwise you'll be 5 seconds behind everybody else. My plan is not to have 115 heart rate. Don't worry about me. It's the stupid Garmin watch that doesn't seem to understand a low resting heart rate. My plan is to do this at 22 strokes a minute. For the full half an hour just to try. So just so I can get across the CTC score in. I'll talk a little bit about that during the row. I'll talk, who knows what I'll talk about, it's me. Right, a little swig of ambition. On a hot day like today, coffee is definitely what you need. David Palos, why don't you go and get yourself a nice hot chocolate? It sounds like you need it at your 36 degrees. Right, I better get strapped in, eh? Because we're going to get ready to go. I'm a little low. Let's see. Well, the good news is that my knee doesn't seem to hurt as I roll forwards. Right, so here we go in 10 seconds time. Everybody ready for this? Just a good old half-hour row today. Row as you like, or just do it at 22 low intensity. It's up to you. 2, 1, let's go. I've still got my monitor still set to calories. Am I turning into a CrossFitter? Right, a little bit faster for stroke rate. I was doing a workout on Friday, an EMOM, every minute on the minute, where I would row for 1 minute trying to get maximum calories, and then I'd climb off the machine and do as many burpees as I could in a minute. Oh, I'm not doing sprints today, by the way. This is way too soon for a sprint. A sprint after 1 minute. So I'd set the monitor to calories for that. If you want to try it yourself, it's a great workout. So 1 minute. So set your monitor to 20 minutes. That takes care of the timing. Row for a minute. Jump off. And then do round about a minute's worth of burpees. Add a jump as you come out of the burpee too. Like a vertical jump. And then climb back on the rower, Get back on the floor, climb back on the rower. And then you add your total calories to your total burpees. And that gives you your score. So I think I was 275 maybe. I think it was 160 calories and 115 burpees. Not a great score by any stretch of the imagination, so but yeah, that's why I had it to calories, because I wanted a low digit number, not like meters that I could add and end up with like a few thousand that would then make the amount of burpees I did pretty much redundant. I think that's where cals are useful for that kind of a thing. I'd never actually trained with them as a metric though. Just to say, so I'm rowing this at 22 so that I can get a score entered. Nice outfit, Andrew. So I can get a score for the CTC, but I'm still doing it at, like, this isn't the maximum. I mean, I'd hope for around about 155 if I was doing this properly and not talking my way through it. Ooh. Ah, the video's gone. Oh. Alright, this will mess up my stroke rate. Where's it gone? There we go. Right, at least that tidies up the poor image. You can see my force curve better now as well. So yeah, so I've actually started, and I'll apologise to the folks who are listening, but I've started uploading these rows as a podcast too, so 2-3 hours after I row them, they should appear on the podcast feed. For people who don't tune in on a Sunday and who prefer the podcasts to the videos. So on Sundays, I upload whatever row I've just done, and then on Wednesdays, I upload one from the past. Just for the podcast people. You can always go to the RowAlong channel for the older workouts, older live ones, or this RowAlong Live channel for recent history. Whew. Okay. Settle back into 22 again. So the good news is my knee is holding up when rowing. I was a little concerned I wouldn't be able to do even this, but at least that means I can have a tentative workout on all the other stations, see what my body can handle, and then even if I can't run, I can use rowing
for my cardio work anyway. Could do with being able to ski though. I don't really use the ski erg much. It always comes to the weeks leading up to a high rocks race and I suddenly realise I should really be doing some skiing. So Sunuka commented on a video, or he just commented this then, about a video I put up yesterday. A short, and it was me climbing Conic Hill, a hill just off Loch Lomond. Nice wee hill. Only takes about 45 minutes tops to get up, unless you stop and admire the view, of course. Or you're with a 10 and 6-year-old boy. But I was out with my nephews yesterday, you see. But the video, I was basically saying how in my workouts during the warm-up, I say that your intensity for zone 2 low intensity workouts should be similar to walking up a hill or stairs. So check my heart rate, and for me it was down at 105, where for zone 2 I'd want it to really be 115, 120. So even walking up a hill didn't quite get me to the amount of work that zone 2 would. And the point of it being that although I'd err on the slower side for zone 2 stuff, you still have to put in effort. It's not about tickling the machine. You have to be out of breath, heart rate up, for it to count as exercise. Certainly in zone 2, like 3, 4 and 5, they take care of themselves. So yeah, it was a nice walk anyway. Interesting thing about Conic Hill is that it's part of the Highland Boundary Fault Line. You look out onto Loch Lomond and you can see this slow rise of islands leading up to the hill you're standing on, and everything south of it is lowland. Everything north of it is the Highlands with the Munros and things. Interesting if you care about that stuff. Right. Let's have a quick check up on technique. Now that we're just past a third of the way through today's row. Remember, I like to think about technique from the back of the stroke, from the finish, because that's when you're able to reset, ready for the next stroke. There's no point trying to tweak at the catch, you set up your position from the catch as you release the handle from your chest at the finish. So as you pull in to a finish and the handle taps against your chest, I want you to relax the handle, instantly let it come away. Take a look down now and see if you are pausing, holding the handle against your chest. If so, just relax your arms. Let the handle come away nice and smoothly with a good rhythm. So basically, the pace you pull in at, you kind of want to mirror that pace as you let the handle come away again. Now, I advise against dropping the handle too low as you do this. Some people will say you should really scrape the handle down across your knees. I am firmly against that. Fair enough if your knees are popping up before the handle is past them, it's a good way to fix that. But once you've fixed it, you want to stop doing that. Or maybe you're on the WaterRower and you're practicing getting the oar out of the water, in which case that's okay too, but usually those folks are well enough trained that they can lift the handle again without opening their hips. And that's the problem with lowering the handle by too much, is that for people who don't know or aren't trained, as they lift the handle, there's a real tendency to lean backwards at the same time. And you really want to roll forwards with arms set at the height you're going to drive out at, and a forwards tilt so that you're in the locked, perfect position. Again, this is on a rowing machine, not the water. So that then, as you push your feet into the machine, you're able to hold straight arms and forwards tilt, or at least you don't have something artificially causing you to open your hips too soon. So into the front, straight arms, forwards tilt, then hold that position as you push the machine away with your feet. That's how you get this acceleration noise into the machine and a high force curve that goes up steeply, and then holding that force curve is then about continuing to push the legs, but when legs are halfway done, you add in your backswing, and then finish with your arm pull. So if you see a nice smooth hill, nice steep rise, and then pretty smooth, chances are you're doing it right. If it's like a mountain range, like that one, then either your timing's off or you're not smoothly transitioning from legs to body to arms. Because remember, you pull at the back of the stroke. So again, I want you to look at your arms while you're rowing right now, and look at your elbows. As you come forwards, you should have straight arms, pretty much locked elbows. Maybe have a slight outwards rotation to help engage your lats. And then as you push at the start of the stroke, look at your arms, make sure they don't bend too soon. You really want to be at least halfway, preferably 2/3 of the way through your leg drive before you bend your arms to pull in to a finish. Ooh. So hopefully this week you can hear me okay. Last week I messed up the microphone connection, so I was very much off camera or off mic for the row. But hopefully today we're better. But just because last Saturday I went to my local park run with my camera to take photos of people out on the run, which is great. It's really inspiring seeing some of the, not just the fast runners, but just looking at the effort that people are putting in, whether they're 16-minute or let's say 18-minute 5K or 38. Everybody is racing themselves, whether it's physically trying to get faster or mentally just trying to get through a 5K run. And you can kind of say the same here for rowing, that yes, we've all strapped in, we're all facing into the same 30-minute row, but at different paces. So there's people way ahead of me who are trying to row a fast 30. There's folks like me who are doing this rate capped. There's folks slower than me, but we're all here rowing how we want to. And what it means is that the toughest part of this workout you've already done, which is sitting down and strapping in to do it. Because for a lot of people, that's the biggest battle, especially at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning if you're in the UK. You may have woken up and thought, oh, do I really want to row? But you said yes, and that can be more important than the distance and pace you actually achieve. The fact that you have the dedication, the discipline to follow through when you set a training plan. Because it's easy to get derailed, especially if, like, I have a very structured plan for what I do on each day. But this week, on Thursday night, I went out, went to see a band called the Dead Daisies in Edinburgh with my sister. And so, whereas Thursday is usually a long row during the day and then weights at night, I took Thursday as a rest day instead of Saturday. Doesn't sound like much, but being kind of ripped away from my usual routine, when it came to Friday, I suddenly had this kind of niggling guilt throughout the day, like, because I'd done nothing the day before. It's like my subconscious was punishing me for being lazy, even though I knew I was going to make up for it by training yesterday instead of Saturday being my usual rest day. So that kind of guilt feeling on Friday kind of bared its teeth in a negative way, so that I had this odd aura surrounding my training on Friday. Like, why bother? You messed up your schedule yesterday. It's all over. And so it's important to be aware of any negative talk that comes from your sub or unconscious mind rather than your proper goals and intentions. Because it was fine, because I was very aware why that kind of guilt was there, and I knew I was going to make up for it. I was able to silence it. It's the same kind of with illness as well, or injury, that training voice, the guilt voice, is what can be a problem, causing you to train through injury or illness when you should really be resting. So again, I said about my twinge and my meniscus, but I knew that rowing usually doesn't aggravate it, which is why I'm still strapped in today. But if it did, then I would just be sitting here talking to you for an hour, or sorry, half an hour, but I wouldn't have been rowing, especially with my race plans coming up. I've got the simulation race in 2 weeks, and then High Rocks Toronto would be what, 7 weeks yesterday? So more than enough time to heal for Toronto, possibly not totally healed for next week, or 2 weeks, the 30th. But I'll just carry on looking after myself. I won't do lunges or burpees or wall balls. Ironically, the 3 stations I really should be doing. Okay, we've only got 10 seconds to go. 2 more strokes. 1 more. Oh. Okay. So I was kind of 20, 21 or 22 through that row, which is fine in terms of the CTC entry. It has to be, well, just capped at 22. You can be under, just not over. I'm pretty sure you can't be. Yeah, I know, I realised that I should, sorry, Andrew's just messaging me saying, remember to set the PM5 to bang on 30 minutes, because weirdly, my training report on EXA stops at 29:55, which is a bit frustrating, so it means that I can't actually log that. But it's fine. I mean, you can see on screen that my cadence was an average of 21, so I missed out on a bunch of strokes I could have used. And you can also see that dip around about the, what's that, 4 or 5 minute point, where I had to stop to turn off the camera because it was glitching again. So I think I'll have to go shopping this week. Remind me to go shopping this week and buy a new one, because that's not right. Anyway, so because you can't see me, I'm going to make the outro relatively quick, because I mean, I know it's not about seeing me, but but I think I've kind of said the things that I need to say. If you're interested in the CTC, then just Google cross-team challenge, and you should find the British rowing page, and that will then guide you through the sign-up process and things. If you don't have a team, obviously I'd love it if you joined RowAlong. Can we pick a longer course next time? Getting lapped not once but twice was disheartening. Oh no. Oh, Christopher Obel. Oh, I saw your name a lot. In fact, we were not side by side for quite a lot of that row. Glad you enjoyed it. Oh, Christoph, not Christopher. Christoph. Sorry, it's my eyes this time in the morning. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, was it about just the video? Whatever. Yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed that one. It was a good sloggy row for me. Probably you can see from my heart rate for the average 134. That wasn't the zone 2 for me. That was a little spicy. Caught up with John, but as in you lapped me. That's okay. Like I said in the thing, we all have our own range that we're training in. I mean, yes, we're on the water with other people, so that makes you want to compare yourself to other people. Andrew's, I assume you sent me as, what did you, Andrew did it all at 158.7 average, slightly under for stroke rate for average for 21, and he managed 7,577 meters. Heart rate was up 165 by the end though, that's quite high. Cross-team challenge, that's what I was on about. So search it if you want to take part, then I'd love it if you join RowAlong. There's a whole bunch of other teams there that you can join. It's Concept 2 based, unfortunately though, so if you are a WaterRower or something else, then I'm afraid, although you can enter your score, no one's there to police you. It's meant for Concept 2, and so when someone suddenly sticks in for like a row like this, that most people are going to be getting around about, maybe there'd be like an 8.5K score, who knows, but anything kind of much higher than that, people start to question, especially if you're a new name. What was that? Come on, Ronnie's got a 250 meter PB at the end. Very good, 59.2, that's a good job, nice job. That's what, an average of 20 seconds per 100 meters. Is that right? No, 250? No, it's not. It's less, whatever. 23 seconds, can't quite work out the maths. Right, so, how many times can one man say right so? Tech Toby says thanks all. Thank you, Tech Toby, for coming back. Good to see you again. So we're still just like pootling along here on the summer vacation rows is the best way to call them, in that loads of folks are away on summer vacation. So it is a little bit quieter in terms of numbers. I didn't actually see. I suppose I could always wind back. Can I wind back on this? Let's see, can I? Because I'm watching here. I'll wait until. Hang on. Man is on his iPad. What does it say? So 27 people. As we got ready to go with a minute and a half, there's 27 people. I'm just going to say thanks to everyone right now while I'm still on here. Thanks. Just while I'm on the iPad. So there's not a huge, I mean, normally we're getting around about 100 when it comes to like the proper indoor season. But like I say, it's such a lovely day outside. People are on holiday. I'm surprised we actually managed to get 27 people. So, all right, Andrew says that he saw 43. There we go then. So that's all right. I mean, crikey, still 43 people are still turn up on a gorgeous sunny summer's day. So that's fantastic. Remember, next week we are in the evening. I'm still looking into the lens as though you're, as though this is working. So, so it's 5 o'clock UK time in the evening for the sunset row. So I hope to see you then. In the meantime, have a fantastic week ahead of you. Make sure to have something to eat, have some hydrate. Remember, hydration is about more than just water. Try and, if you can, electrolytes. Be careful with salt. If you want to be careful with salt, I know there's lots of conflicting thoughts about whether salt is an issue on blood pressure or not. I'll let you deal with that one. I'm not going to give you any advice at all. Hey, I always get your name wrong, and you've told me so many times how to pronounce it. It's not Oyvind, is it? It's like Oy. There's a strange Oyvind. Is that what it is? What you should do is you should message me, you saying your name, right? And then I can learn it properly, and I'll just drill it into my head, like because other people have taught me how to say their name, and I seem to have like a black hole when it comes to you, I'm afraid. But it was lovely to have you on the water this morning. I hope you enjoyed your row, and I hope you're still staying fit and strong. I am going to launch the RowAlong plans soon. Don't worry about it. Going to have one. Where are we? Have one probably kicking off in September, so keep an eye out for that. Right, so I was halfway through saying goodbye, wasn't I? Because I was talking about having something to drink and electrolytes and things. So shower, drink, eat, and then finally find someone that means something to and tell them you love them. All right. So it was nice to see my sister on Thursday because I got a chance to actually say I love you face to face. Gonna love you. Bye.
But yeah, so we're all done. I will hopefully see you on the virtual water or in YouTube land or wherever next Sunday for the sunset roll with RowAlong. But until then, everybody, please have an amazing week. Look after yourselves, and I will speak to you all soon.